A biological hazard can be easy to overlook when the work area looks ordinary. A practical starting point is to trace the exposure pathway. Ask what the hazard may be, where it may come from, how it could enter the body, and which controls will work together before the task proceeds. Biological hazards can include viruses, bacteria, and parasites. They can also include some fungi, such as mold, and biological allergens, irritants, and toxins. Approved examples include organic dust, sap, and venom. These categories are broad, so the visual symbols in this video are illustrative only. The source may be a person or an animal. It may be biological material, a vector, contaminated material, or organic material. Identifying the source category helps organize the next questions, but a generic picture cannot identify a specific organism, contamination level, or exposure assessment. Biological hazards can enter the body through inhalation or ingestion. Entry can also occur through contact with the eyes, nose, ears, mouth, or skin, including broken or damaged skin. The same source may need more than one pathway considered, so the pathway map should not stop at a single route. Bring the map together before selecting controls. Start with the possible source. Follow each relevant entry pathway. Then consider who may be connected to that pathway during the work. This is the identification stage, making the possible route visible enough to assess rather than relying on appearance alone. Managing biological hazards follows 4 broad steps. First, identify hazards. Second, assess risks. Third, control risks. Fourth, maintain and review the control measures. The steps form a cycle, because a control that was selected still needs to be maintained and reviewed. Assessment sits between identifying the pathway and choosing controls. Keep the assessment connected to the actual work, the possible source, and the relevant entry routes. This video does not set a universal result for any task. It shows the approved broad process for deciding what needs to be controlled. Biological risks will commonly require a combination of controls. Work from elimination through substitution, isolation, and engineering controls, then to administrative controls and personal protective equipment. The sequence matters because procedures and equipment worn by a worker should not be treated as the whole control system. Gloves, masks, vaccination, or hygiene measures must not be presented as controlling every biological risk on their own. The required combination depends on the risk being assessed and the controls available in context. Keep higher-order options visible, and use administrative controls and personal protective equipment as parts of the combined approach. Workers need suitable information, training, instruction, and supervision about biological hazards and the controls being used. They also need information about personal protective equipment, procedures, and reporting requirements. The aim is a control system people can understand and apply, supported by the supervision required for the work. Control measures must be maintained and reviewed. Training and instruction do not finish the process, and selecting controls does not finish it either. Keep the control system connected to procedures and reporting, then review whether the controls remain suitable for the work and the pathways being managed. This is general education based on Model WHS guidance, with New South Wales and Tasmania source coverage. Model guidance is not automatically binding law in every Australian jurisdiction, so application is jurisdiction specific. This video does not diagnose infection, allergy, poisoning, or any medical condition, and it does not provide treatment advice. Disposal, notification, health surveillance, and exclusion requirements cannot be stated universally without the jurisdiction and task context. Generic imagery does not identify an organism, a contamination level, or an exposure assessment. No video or generic control diagram guarantees compliance, absence of exposure, health, insurance, or legal outcomes. Get started free, https://app.bluesafeonline.com.or/register